Hello, my name is Felipe Segoviano. I am currently a student at Dallas College, and today I will be doing a persuasive speech presentation for my business communications class. Let's pull that up so quickly. Share screen here. Share screen first. Sorry. No, share. Shoot that. My presentation is entitled A Greener, Denker World. Okay, let's enlarge that. The purpose of this presentation is to introduce another perspective regarding marijuana, specifically the legalization of marijuana in the United States. Now, we all know what marijuana is. I don't think we need to go that much into further detail. Marijuana should be legalized in the United States because it is far less harmful than alcohol or tobacco, can produce potential markets across all 50 states, and has many medical benefits. Now I think, a lot of us ask ourselves this: how can something as harmless as marijuana, I say harmless because we have seen that it hasn't killed anyone, but why make it such a bigger deal than that of tobacco or alcohol, which are legal and can be purchased through any store, that it's widely available. Which brings me to my first point. Though marijuana consumption has its negative effects, they are far less lethal than that of tobacco or alcohol. For instance, a person who's smoking marijuana compared to that of smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol is far less likely to overdose. Marijuana, it is possible for someone to overdose on marijuana, but the quantity and time needed for that quantity to be consumed is nearly impossible. The social cost also of alcohol and tobacco are far greater than that of marijuana. I've seen, we've all seen people, crash over drug driving, and, people getting addicted to nicotine, due to the cigarettes they smoke. I mean, sure, we can argue that marijuana has its addictive qualities as well. And, there is a side to that. There might be a point in this, but to date, we haven't seen anyone die from smoking too much marijuana. Maybe have a lot of effects, but no death, of course. And speaking of which, though marijuana does have its drawbacks, they aren't as lethal as tobacco or alcohol. For example, marijuana, it is smoked. It is mainly, of course, mainly smoked, and that has that smoke has effects. It's been shown to have similar uh, chemicals as cigarette smoke, but obviously cigarette smoke is a lot more addictive than that of marijuana. Which brings me to my next point. The legalization of marijuana has the potential to bring more revenue to every state as well as the federal government. Saying that, that is really true. There have been states, that have legalized marijuana recreationally, such as California or Colorado, for two big examples. Colorado, being the biggest of both examples, as they they made a lot of revenue, that more than they expected. Hell, sorry about that. Excuse my language. Uh, you know, a cannabis industry would definitely bring a lot more job growth to this country. We do need more jobs, and more money for the economy. Great. And going into more jobs and more economy, you have bigger business opportunities, and in business opportunities of a growing industry, we can also have the government say and step in and say, hey, we can regulate this as we do with tobacco, alcohol, any prescription drugs. And of course, we the social cost is is considerable for marijuana. It's not as much as tobacco or alcohol, but it's something that everyone could benefit. Most states have already legalized cannabis in a medical perspective due to the benefits that it brings. Now, saying this, it is understood that there's far more research for marijuana to be taken into. But as we see here in this figure, a lot of states are starting to lean towards legalization. I mean, yeah, you have some states that are, you know, not going with that, and it's understandable. Not every state's gonna easily bend over and say, okay, we'll legalize it. Of course, you have to remember that it's still considered a controlled level one controlled substance by the DEA and the CDC. I think CDC. I'm sorry, but to match up everything that's been said in this presentation, marijuana should be legalized in the United States for its medical benefits, potential markets across all 50 states, and it is way less dangerous than tobacco or alcohol. With that being said, though, everything has its cost. Everything has its drawbacks, no matter what you do. But in the end, we all have to remember, everything in moderation. And I think that's something that we really need to remember as human beings ourselves. We getting caught in the moment of saying, hey, like, I'm here, let's get into it, but we have to remember, hey, we got to slow down. Just because it's there doesn't mean, hey, let's just do it all over. But aside from that, the legalization of marijuana would not just affect the users, but also the producers and, of course, like I said earlier, the government. Anyways, that has been me. I've been, uh, it's, it's just a presentation that I think I, I, I really wanted to do. I'm sorry, I stuck a little there. Apologies, but you know, it's, I didn't think I was even gonna do this. I'm sorry, but again, my name is Felipe Segoviano.